It's fundamental that you care how you feel. For you to live a life that you love and that you want to be living, it's so important for you to care about how you feel, about how you feel throughout your day, about what's going on. Now, there are many layers to this, but a starting point for this is a few things that I want to talk about in this video, a few ways for you to start to care about how you feel. Now, why is it important for you to care about how you feel? Our feelings and our thoughts are inextricably linked. I feel like if you're here with me watching this video, there's an aspect of that that you understand and that you know on some level. And so knowing that our feelings and our thoughts and feelings are the language of the body and thoughts are the language of the mind, knowing that these two are linked, knowing that this is a vibrational reality and that everything, even when it looks like it is something physical and it looks like it is ASMR for you. Oh, yeah. And it looks like it's hard and solid. It's all moving and vibrating. It everything has a frequency. I think we're all across that. I think we're all good with that. And so with this knowledge of this vibrational reality and that our thoughts and our feelings are the vibration, caring about how we think and how we feel, which is really the same thing, because when we're having thoughts that are really negative and really heavy, we're not going to be feeling good. We can't think greater than how we're feeling. We can't think greater than how we're feeling. And so if we're thinking lots of heavy thoughts, not feeling good enough or feeling stuck, then that's because there's feelings in the body, there are emotions, there are feelings in the body that are igniting those. And then it's a cycle that feeds itself, right? Because when we're not feeling great, we think thoughts that reflect that. And then our thoughts that aren't feeling great, that are heavy, that are negative, that aren't loving, that it can be really mean, it can be whatever, really disruptive, that makes us feel whatever we're feeling. Again, it just reinforces the feeling that we're already feeling. So if it's anxiety or worry or stress or panic or not enough or whatever. And what happens is, from a vibrational standpoint, understanding layers of the law of attraction, is that we will then attract more situations that will help us to feel what we're already feeling. And so you can see why this video is importantly pointing out how important it is to care about how we feel and to do things to make us feel a certain way so that we can live lives that are beautiful and that do have beautiful experiences. But if we're not feeling beautiful about ourselves, if we aren't caring about how we're feeling and actually nurturing ourselves and doing things to make us feel a certain way and think certain thoughts that make us then feel a certain way, you can see how we can just be on autopilot and live in a life that is scarcity, that is lack, that is not enough, that feels shit. Because then, from a vibrational standpoint, from a scientific standpoint, we're going to attract scenarios, situations, people, conversations that will reinforce that, because we attract what we are, not what we want. We attract what we are and who we are being. We don't attract what we want. And so we've got to choose to start to think and feel abundant if we want to have abundant lives. We have to choose to think and feel health if we want to experience health. Because as I said, life will just reflect back to us. We will just project out whatever we're feeling and whatever we're thinking. And that projection will then come back to us as we experience, it's really just coming from within us, as we experience a certain lifestyle of experiences that will reflect how we're already feeling, because like attracts like. We attract what we are and who we are being, not what we want. Because in the wanting of something, it feels like lack. There's a lack of something. I want a partner. I want a best friend. I want great conversations. I want more money. I want more experiences that are uplifting. I want more opportunity. I want more travel. And in the wanting is actually saying, I lack stuff. And so life will then repeat that back to us, reflect that back to us in the form of experiences that will help us keep feeling what we're already feeling. So that's why it's important to care about how we feel. It's fundamental that we care about how we feel and we do things to make us selfishly feel a certain way. And I want to talk to you about a few things that can really help you start to feel better, start to feel good, where you just really just care so much about yourself, knowing that we are not separate. And when you really do this work to care about yourself, it will ripple into everyone around you. It's so funny to think that we try and like give outside of ourselves to make people feel good. And often that's because we want praise from other people. But what that does, and you might relate to this and might see this in your own life, I know I did, so unconscious. It's just what we see and what we pick up and what we do. But in that, we actually deplete ourselves because we're giving to everyone around us, even in the form of like pretending to be someone that we're not so that we fit in. We're trying to give to the group, but actually it depletes us. It can work on really micro levels. It doesn't have to just be like giving money or giving your time or showing up to like events or showing up to charities or whatever. It doesn't have to be in this really big, tangible, big open way. It's just really coming from our energy. And so I want to just talk about a few ways, tangible ways that you can start to look after yourself. And it requires, and what I was going to say just before is the more that we give ourselves, the more that it just ripples into everyone around us. I see it in my life all the time. The more that I selfishly just do the things that I love to do, that I know that really nurture my connection with myself and help me ground into myself. I go into the nothing. Hence my podcast is called Into the Nothing. I go into the nothing of myself. I meditate a lot. That's one of the tools that I find really resonates with me and my existence right now. It might not resonate for you. It also might. There might be other things. So for me, I know the more that I give to myself, the more I am just endlessly giving to others in the way that I can listen to others, in the way that I just have effortless conversations, in the way that I'm just clear on who I am, which helps other people be clear on who they are, because it's always just a permission slip. It's really profound how we can help each other by helping ourselves. And like Abraham Hicks says, we can't be poor enough to help the poor, and we can't be sick enough to help the sick. We have to be full to actually give. And what happens is when our cup is full, we just give naturally. It's not even something we need to try to do, which is so wonderful. So before I get into these tangible ways that you can start to help yourself feel better, so that then you can feel good within yourself, and so that then that will be projected out and come back to you in the form of experiences, whether that's conversations, experiences, opportunities that want to feed the loop of you feeling good. It wants to enhance the feeling that you already have through these experiences. So if you're choosing to feel good with nothing really changing in your environment, apart from maybe a few tools that I'm going to hand you today, then you will start to receive other experiences that will reflect, that will enhance you feeling the feeling of feeling good. So before we get into this video, if you're new here, hi, my name is Patrice and welcome to my channel and welcome to this video. And if you've been here before, thank you for coming back. And I am a coach. I'm a motivational speaker. I'm also a podcast host of the podcast Into the Nothing. Go and check it out on all usual podcasting platforms. And the whole purpose of this channel is to help you feel better, is to make changes in your life that feel simple and easy. And even just through being on this channel and being in these videos and listening, shifts just happen for you. It just starts to happen for you. You just have like moments of awakening. Things feel simpler. Things feel easier. That's my whole intention, for you to live a life that you genuinely want to be living, whatever that looks like for you. And so underneath in the show description, you're going to see a whole bunch of links. You can either apply to work with me one-to-one. I have options open for 3 months or 6 month period. If you would like longer, you just need to inquire. All the details are down below in a form that you can easily fill out, and I will get back to you and we can have a great chat. Just love to get to know you before we jump on that call. There's also a link down below to some books that have really helped me along my journey. Some books by guys like Wayne Dyer, Joe Dispenza, Eckhart Tolle. Go and check those out if you would like to have those and purchase those. And there's also a link down below to a meditation called Trust Your Path, where it's an experience. It's a free meditation and experience with me. You can listen to it as much as you like. And it's really about you coming home to your blueprint for success, your path, because your path is uniquely yours and you get to trust it. It takes guts, it takes focus, it takes courage to focus on that path and allow it to unfold in the way that it's here for you, for your highest good, which of course is for everyone's highest good. And yeah, you can just plug into that whenever you like. So just go and grab that down below. And if you have any questions, you can always email me, Patrice at Patrice Douglas. If you have any guest speaking inquiries or anything like that, just hit me up on my email. Let's get into the video. Okay, so here are some tangible things that you can start to shift in your day-to-day that will help you to feel better. The first bit of advice I would love to give is for you to pay attention to how you go to sleep at night. This is fundamental. How you go to sleep at night obviously impacts your sleep, which obviously, or might not be obvious. It wasn't for me for a long time, but it became very obvious at a certain point. So the way you go to sleep, I'm going to give you a way to go to sleep. As you go to sleep at night, affects the sleep that you actually have, and then it affects the way that you wake up and it affects the next day. Am I right or am I right? Okay. How many people are having a million coffees because they're buggered because they're not having good sleeps? How many people are not looking after their sleep? Now, this might seem obvious, but it's the obvious, simple things that we need to do that will actually move the dial in our lives. They're not that complicated. For so long, I thought that everything was complicated, like everything that I hadn't done. I'm like, oh my God, how do you do that? And how do you do? And it's like, then I learn about it and I think, holy shit, holy fucking shit, that is so simple. And you're only ready to hear what you're going to hear, right? What you're ready to hear. So I'm hoping that you are ready to hear this because you are here. There are no accidents and no coincidences in this life, I believe. I believe it's all divinely orchestrated in time. So you're here ready to hear, maybe for the first time, maybe for the 50th time, to prepare for your sleep. Now, there's the obvious things around not being on your phone. There's the obvious things around not being on screens in the hours leading up to your sleep. What I would like to talk about is some thought processes that I would love for you to roll through before you go to sleep every single night. Yes, you heard it right. Every single night. Not once, not twice, but every night. And as time goes on, you might have your own little variation to what I'm going to explain to you. It's simple, as everything is, but it's the simple things done habitually. Say that a million more times and repeat myself in the message of repetition. It's everything. Habits create how we live, who we are. So as you're going to sleep at night, as your head's on the pillow, I would love for you to start to go over your day from the moment your head is hitting the pillow. Start replaying your day backwards. And I want you to go through your day just slowly to start going over your day. And I want you to start to just be thankful for the things that went well. So like when you hit the pillow, or what you were doing before that, were you washing up the dishes, cleaning the kitchen, or putting the kids to bed, or did you have a shower, or did you watch something on television? You had dinner, you're going through your afternoon, you picked the kids up from school, you did work, you studied, you met up with a friend and went for a walk, you went to a gym session, whatever it is, and you're just going to go through your day backwards. And I want you to slowly go through just the chunks that you can remember. Don't pressure yourself to do it any particular way. And the parts of your day that went well, that you like, or just were fine, you'll like just be grateful for it, just some gratitude, bring that in, and just notice it and just say thanks. And then move on to the next part of the day, next chunk that you remember. And any parts of the day that were crunchy, that were uncomfortable, that were shit, whatever, I want you to rewrite them in your imagination. As you go through, I'm going to get you to go back through the day and the parts that were uncomfortable, that were shitty, that you wished you could redo, a conversation, a way that you reacted, a way that someone spoke to you, whatever it was, ding of the car, whatever happened, the dog ran away, whatever. And I just want you to rewrite that moment to how you would ideally like to see it. It doesn't have to take a long time, but just like slowly going through your day and just noticing and just shifting the things you want to shift into the way that you want it to be. And just feel what that feels like. So, for example, just say you went to the dog park after you got home from work. And when you're in the dog park, someone left the gate open and your dog ran out and it really pissed you off because you'd already had a tough day, whatever it was, it took you longer than usual to leave the dog park, so to get the dog, blah, blah, blah. Okay. What I want you to do is, for example, picture being at the dog park, the door, that the gate was closed and your dog just played and had the best time with other dogs. You potentially had a great conversation with another person who owns a dog and you maybe had like a business connection, or you got a new client out of that moment, or you got, a beautiful bit of advice that you were looking for from life, like, oh, what should I have? Even what should I have for dinner? And that person's like, I'm making pizza, and you made it to, like, just do and just like feel what that feels like to recreate that situation, that scene in the highest way that you would like to see it. It's just perfect for you. You left, it was easy, you got your dog, put it back on the clip of the leash, you walked out and home, it was easy. So rewrite it for yourself. Do it. So that's how you're going to prep yourself as you're going to bed, going to sleep. You receive money throughout the day that you weren't expecting, or you got a bonus, or you got like 5 new clients out of absolutely nowhere. Rewrite your day to however you would like to rewrite it. And your partner or whatever. Okay, so that's step 1. So that's one way you can start to feel better, because I'm going to guarantee you, if you start to look after your sleep as you're leading into your sleep will improve, and then your next day will improve. It is a flow-on effect like no other. Now, this may take time if this is a new habit, but can you have faith? Can you have persistence? And can you have repetition? Yes, you can. That's the answer. Yes, you can. So you're going to do this. So those 3, faith, repetition, and persistence. You're going to hear me say those things all the time. They can be your best friends when it comes to making changes in your life internally, which creates your actual reality. Okay? So that's step number 1. That's the first thing, a tangible thing. And maybe you just do this one. Maybe you just end the video here and you're just like, I'm just going to do this, and come back and watch this video whenever you just need a bit more guidance around this. Or do a little note right now, put it next to your bed. That's what you're going to do. You're going to run through your day in your mind. If you're laying next to a partner, they don't even need to know that you're doing this. This is the magic of the internal work, is that no one needs to know if you don't want them to. No one needs to know whatever stuff you're doing to make shifts in your life. But if you do this habitually, it will change your life. Guarantee it. Guarantee it. Because you're setting yourself up. You're rewriting your day and all the things that felt disgruntled. Because for so many people, the way that you wake up is the way that you actually went to sleep. So if you're going to bed stressing about your day and all the things that you haven't done, or the things you did wrong, or the things you'll never do, the person that pissed you off, you're marinating that in while you're sleeping. And your sleep is when you are in your subconscious mind, which is where all of your programs actually exist, which is where everything that's running your daily life is actually coming from. All of the habits, all the things you're like, oh, fuck, I wish I could quit smoking, but for some reason you can't. Or I wish I would stop whatever it is, sabotaging myself or not being able to move forward in this area of my life. It's because of the programs in your subconscious mind. So if you set yourself up as you're falling into sleep, which is you're falling into a different brainwave consciousness, you're slowing down your brainwaves, and that is when you can really, really impact your life, because that's where your mind is so suggestible. And so your sleep will be impacted, and then your morning will. So that's step 1, going to sleep. You've got that. Now, if you want to keep going, step 2 is another way, is that as you're waking up, like as you're starting to come to, and maybe your mind starts to flood with like panic and worry about the day or what you haven't done, because that's the program that's running at the moment, because I had that one so deeply, is that as you're coming up out of your sleep, you're going to start to just be grateful. Like, even if you just start saying thank you, just thank you, thank you, thank you. If you want to, you can say thank you for certain things in your life or yourself. But first and foremost, just start saying thank you. As you go out of bed and your first foot hits the floor, as you hop out of bed and your first foot reaches the floor, that first foot you're going to say thank, and with the second foot you're going to say you. And as you walk to the toilet for your first walk of the day, as every foot touches the ground, you're going to continue to say thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So as the morning progresses, you're just going to keep saying thank you. When you go in the toilet and weeing, say thank you. Say thank you to your body for going to the toilet. Say thank you to the toilet bowl. Say thank you to your toothbrush. Say thank you to your bathroom. Say thank you to your apartment. Say thank you to your partner or your kids or your dog or whatever. How many times, and you don't need to count, it's more like how many times can you just say thank you in the morning? Setting up your day in this place of gratitude, caring about how you feel rather than being disgruntled and complaining. Complaining is poverty. If you continue to complain, you're just going to stay in that place. Remember, we attract what we are, not what we want. If we are grateful and thankful, it's showing that our cup is full, we're feeling good. And guess what life does then? It then prints that back as experiences for us, a feeling. It wants us to keep feeling that feeling, and so it will give us more opportunity to feel that. Change your personality and you will change your personal reality. That's a quote from Dr. Joe Dispenza. So we're changing what's going on inside of us, our personality, so that we can change our personal reality. And it's with these kind of tools, and I'm not going to share any more here because I don't want to overwhelm you, because I just want you to start these habits of caring about how you sleep and then how you wake up. You can have a little note at the end of your bed that says thank you. So as you're just learning to rewire yourself to be in gratitude as you wake up, you can just have that little prompt if you want to. If not, that's totally fine. But if you start to focus on how you sleep, how you enter into sleep, and how you come out of sleep, you will change your life. It will change your life. It'll start to trickle in throughout the day. If there are other practices, which I'll do another video about, really simple ones when you're out of that thank you stage, and another practice you can do to just start to just really care about how you feel with yourself. Super simple. Again, it's in the execution of them that will change your life. If you do these simple practices and you just do them to the best of your ability, it's not about being perfect. It's about stumbling purposefully forward. It's about doing the best that you can. It's about done is better than perfect. Done is better than perfect. If you do these things, like I just said, these two things, as you're going to sleep and as you're coming out of sleep in the morning, you will change your life. You got to do them. This is the gap. You can talk about it. You can tell your friends you did it twice, or you could do it for 30 days, 60 days, 3 months and not tell a single soul, and then see if you want to tell people about it. But be about it first. You be about it. You do it first for you, not for anyone else. Don't give a shit, give a fuck about anyone else. Do it for you. You will impact more people just by being effortlessly you. When you care about yourself, then you will just trying to impact everyone, because that just comes with a weird energy that everyone can feel anyway. I know it because I did it. So be about it for you. Care about how you feel. Your sleep is so important. If you need greater levels of support around your sleep, like you're just not sleeping for other medical reasons, of course, seek a medical professional. That's just of course. But start to practice these things I've taught you and told you about today. And if you do them, and if you go all in and you actually execute this, I guarantee your life will change. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking. Thank you for commenting. Thank you so much for commenting and dropping something down below that you are deeply grateful for, so I can say hello and interact with you. And if there's anyone that you think would value this kind of conversation, please share it with them. And thank you in advance for sharing. I appreciate you. Thank you for being here. And of course, I'll see you in my next video.